Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Crystal Flaffy, and today we're doing another trio video. The last one we did, what was it? Squirrus, Ty, and Peyote. Today we're going to be talking about Gargor, Kilobat, and Peyote, however you say it, because they have the same situation as Peyote did, where they introduced a new 2-star that had the same skills as old Mons. So Fire, Water, Wood, Peyote has the same skills as Fire, Water, Wood, Gargor. And then Light Dark Peyote has the same skills as Light Dark Kilobat. There is no Light Dark Gargoyle and there is no Fire Water Wood Kilobat. So, yeah. Let's go right into this one. So, as we did with the last video, we're just going to be comparing the elements as we go. Starting off with Fire as always. Let's just find Gargor. Here we are. So here's the Evo 1. It's very cute. I like it a lot. Here's the Evo 2. It's cool. Here's the Evo 3. It's also cool. I like the Evo 1 design the best, to be honest. Looking at the variant, I like the regular. I hate it when the variant colors go like super neon. Looking at the stats, it's a balanced type, though its stats lean way more towards tank. Its HP is really high, and its attack and defense are pretty low. Nothing crazy for a Nat 2. Like, it's not insanely low for a Nat 2, but it's not that high either. It's kind of middle of the road. Definitely low for balance, though. Looking at the skills, so starting with the leader skill, it is Azure Spirit's Blessing, which is Blue Soul Recovery, 10 to 15% normally. Well, for the most part, this leader skill is pretty useless. You're going to want to use something else instead. So you just want a variant Gargor. This is across all the Gargors, by the way. You just want a variant Gargor if you like the color scheme, since you're not going to really be using its leader skill. Anyway, let's get to the 3-star. So Petrification, 80% one turn, which is really good, really good. 80% CC on 3-star for Nat 2 is really good. Then on 5-star, it is Adrenaline, 30% of own HP. I should point out, it is a single target active, so it's not like you're doing an AoE spread attack and getting 30% for each mon you hit. You're just hitting one mon and getting that 30%. Again, or also, should point out, Gargor does not get skill books. None of the mons in this video get skill books. I might mention that again. If I do, my bad, but whatever. So yeah, the skills are as they appear. And before we talk about gemming and where to use it, let's go look at Peyote real quick. So here's the Evo 1, here's the Evo 2, and the Evo 3. Here's the variant, and I like the regular. Looking at the stats, it's a tank, and see, this is what I mean by Fire Gargoyle having more tank-like stats. It had like 32k HP. Peyote is a tank, and has only 4k higher. Then with Gargor, it had like 1500 attack and defense, whereas Peyote has 1400 attack and defense. So it's very close. So this is more like tank stats for both of them. And the skills, of course, same thing. Petrification, 80% one turn on 3-star, and Adrenaline, 100%, 30% own HP. Though the difference being, besides the stats being slightly different, is that Peyote has an AoE active. So it's going to be getting, if your Peyote is facing against 4 mons, then it'll get 30% for each mon it hits. So it'll be healing 120% of its own HP when it uses its active against a full team. And then, of course, minus 30% for each mon that's not there. Which is insanely good, and of course, you know, kind of over the top, since you obviously can't heal 100%, over 100%, because you can't go past your max. But anyway, so stat-wise, they're about the same between Gargor and Peyote, though Peyote having a AoE active does make its skills slightly better. And I forgot to mention the leader skill. It is attack up 20 to 25%, which is very good. So also in terms of leader skill, it is much better. Where you can use both these guys, you can use them PvP defense, especially with the upcoming, sorry for knocking on my desk right there, the upcoming sometime this year 1 to 3 star Astro League. So it'll be really good there for PvP defense. That petrification is nice. That is what you really want from it, you know, that petrification. The adrenaline is nice to keep it alive, but the petrification is what really makes it solid. Get it? Because it turns it to stone. You can also use them both for TOC, just for that CC, but of course there are much better options. You'd much rather have something that has a 100% stun rate, or 100% CC, so like, whether it be shock, petrification, whatever, you know, you'd much rather that for TOC. But this is still quite usable there. And for both of them, how I would build them is HP defense, or you can go triple HP because it will increase the amount they heal with their adrenaline, which is nice. But neither of them have that good of a defense stat, so I think HP defense is the better way to go. I could be wrong, but I don't think that I am. Anyway, let's move on to water. Scroll all the way down because Nat 2s suck. And they're at the bottom of the guide. Like, I don't mean they suck as in they're bad in the game. I just mean they suck because, like, they make me do extra work looking for them. Where the hell is this Gargor? Here we are. So here's the Evo 3. Here's the regular. I like the colors a lot. Here's the variant. Wait, I'm confused. The variant doesn't really look like the image, so I got a bit confused. Like, the image color where you press to change it is darker than the actual 3D model, so I got very confused. I like the regular one more though anyway. Looking at the stats, it is a tank. 33k HP, pretty good. Defense is okay, 1600. Its attack is low, but that you don't really need this thing for its damage anyway. So, looking at the skills though, it is Adrenaline on 3-star, 20% own HP, and Adrenaline on 5-star, 20% of heals allies by 20% of its own max HP, which is really good, though again, it is a single target active, which really hinders Gargor. You'll notice that is the case for all the Gargors. That single target active really holds them back. It does give them a much bigger damage boost, but for all three of them, the damage, they're not meant to do damage. They're meant to tank. So, having a single target active doesn't help them too much. So, with Gargor, it's only going to be healing the team by 20% of its max HP, which can be pretty good if you have full HP gems, you know. But, when we go over to Peyote, whatever, there's the regular. Here's the variant. I like the variant. Looking at the stats though, its HP is lower, but its attack and defense are much better. This is balanced for Nat 2s, by the way. If you look at all the other Nat 2s that we spoke about in this video, that said balance, which was, I think, only the Gargor, the Fire Gargor. This is what balanced stats look like at Nat 2. But anyway, the skills are the same, and the reason that Peyotes are much better is because that AoE active really helps it out. That 20% can turn into 80% of its own max HP being healed through the entire team, which is really good. Well, including itself, of course. So, its HP, while not as high as Gargor's, will still be healing the team more, just because it has an AoE active. For both of them, though, how you can build HP defense or triple HP. In Peyote's case, I would definitely go triple HP and get defense from subs, just because you want its HP very high. But yeah, like, between the two, I'm definitely leaning towards Peyote for this one here, because that AoE active really does help it out a lot. Gargor would be much better had it had an AoE active. Both, of course, are good, though. As I said, Gargor does have more HP, so its 3-star will be healing it a lot better than Water's 3-star will, but on the 5-star, Gargor is better. Sorry, Peyote. Looking at Wood now, this is the last of the Gargors. So here's the regular, here's the variant, I like the regular. Stat, looking at the stats, is a defender, good HP, good defense, okay-ish attack. Looking at the skills, it is morale boost on 3-star, 30% own SP, and on 5-star it is petrification, 80% 2 turns, which is really strong CC. But again, its AoE active holds it back. This is a trend with the Gargoyles, as you can see. Looking at Peyote, so it is also defender, better HP, similar defense, lower attack, but that's fine because it's not meant to do damage. Here's the variant. I like them both. I'm going to stick with the regular though. And the skills, same thing. Morale boost 30%, petrification 80% 2 turns on 5-star. So this makes Peyote so much better though because of its AoE active. Gargor gets that 80% 2 turns on 1 mon, whereas Gargor gets that 80% 2-turn petrification on up to 4 mons. So, yeah, Peyote, between Fire, Water, Wood, Peyote, all of them come out on top against the Gargors, except in the case with Water where its 3-star is better, but its 5-star is worse. So, how I would build, same thing as typical defenders, typical tanky mons. You'd want to build them HP, HP defense, or HP defense, defense. Either can work for Wood, Peyote, and Gargor, just because their defense and HP are both pretty good. And then also forgot to mention you can. Oh, so yeah, you're gonna want to use Peyote and Gargor both for the Wood element in PvP, pretty much, and you can also use them in TOC for that AOE. For their petrification. Though they're not as strong in TOC because their CC is on their 5-star rather than their 3-star. And I don't know if I mentioned it for Water, but for both Water Gargor and Water Peyote, you're going to want to use them for PvP. You can use them as... Actually, no. Never mind. I was going to say you can use them as passive healers, but I forgot their 3-star was only healing themselves and not the team. So it's not very useful for things where you want a passive healer. So yeah, PvP. So all 3, Fire, Water, Wood, Gargor, and Peyote are PvP mods. But let's move on to Light. So we will be talking about Light Kilobat and Light Peyote now. We will start with Kilobat because it is, of course, the original, which is currently, I believe, this month's Guardian Dungeon Mon, so right now they're pretty easy to farm, and you do need them for fusion for the Shiva tree, so that is another thing to keep in mind. Here's the Evo 1, Evo 2, Evo 3. The regular, the variant, I like the variant. Stat-wise, it is a defender, good HP, good attack. Good HP, good defense, low attack. But again, it doesn't need to do damage. You don't need to worry about that. Looking at the skills, its leader skill is crit rate up 10 to 15%. It's pretty nice. On 3-star, it has attack down 1%. 1%. That'd be insane. 100% 1 turn. And then on 5-star, it has defense down 60% 2 turns. No books, so nothing to increase it there. If it does get books, it'd be nice if that attack down goes up to 2 turns, and that defense up goes up to maybe 70-75% at the least. Where you want to use it, Titans. It is a very good early game debuffer because of that 100% attack down. You can use it on any of your teams until you get a better attack down mon. And how you'd build it, HP, HP defense, HP defense, defense. Either of those can work. Don't worry about attack, it doesn't matter. Its active is AoE, but that doesn't really matter for it, since you're going to be using it against the Titan, and there's only 1 mon there anyway. Going over to Peyote, though, is right here. It's the regular. And the variant. Kind of like them both. I like the regular more though. So it is a balance type, though it does lean a little more towards tank. Its HP is higher than most balance types, but its attack and defense are a little lower, but not by much. Skills are the same. Again, no books. I would like for the same book changes to happen to Peyote, as I said for Kilobat. So, since they don't have books, their skills are the exact same. So and they both have AoE active, so we need to compare is their stats. So, since you're going to be wanting to use this for debuffing for Titans, I would lean more towards like Kilobat because it does have better overall survivability. It has higher defense and higher HP, whereas Peyote just has higher attack, which it's not going to be doing much damage anyway. So between the light element, definitely go for Kilobat if you're going to use it. Of course, get Peyote to EO3 for the guide. You know, that's a free, like 80 gems or whatever it is, 75 gems. But then you're going to want to get that Kilobat for Titans. Of course, there are better options, but really early game, it is very good because of that 100% attack down. And then after it becomes obsolete, you can just use it for fusion to get Shiva. So there is that. Not much else to say about the light elements. I would build light Peyote the same way I said for Kilobat, so defensive, HP, defense, HP, defense. I would lean more towards HP, defense, because its HP was pretty good, and its defense was somewhat low. But anyway, on to Dark. So, here's the variant. I don't know. This one's weird for me. Like, I like the black, but I don't really like the green. And then here, I like the blue, but I don't really like the icy teal sort of color, turquoise color for the crown thing. But anyway, looking at the stats, it has an attacker, good HP, pretty good attack, low defense. But again, its defense is, it's alright that its defense is low because it's not meant to tank, it's meant to do damage. Looking at the 3-star, it has Dark Stalker, so it's a 20% increase to its crit rate when attacking Dark Mons. No skill books. And then on 5-star, it is Petrification, 40% one turn, AoE of course. So, the thing about Dark Kilobat is that its skills, while good, while they have potential to be good, their rates are really low. So without books giving them any sort of buff, they're very, very lackluster. 20% extra crit rate isn't really going to matter enough. You're still going to need to use a crit rate gem to get close to max crit rate. And then the Petrification being only 40% is too low to be of much help. Now let's go on to Peyote, just to compare the stats. Here's the variant. I like the variant. Looking at the stats though, this one is a tank, and has good HP, okay defense, and lowish attack, which is unfortunate because it of course has that offensive 3-star skill. So it's going to make its 3-star somewhat useless. Or not useless, it's going to make its 3-star even worse, just because it's not going to be doing much damage whether it crits or not, just because its attack stat is very low. It's going to require a lot of investment, but I should point out, because its its HP is really high, you don't really have to focus too much on survivability with gems. You can gem it fully offensively, and it'll still have some natural survivability, keeping it alive. But again, the same situation with Kilobat, that 20% on its Stalker is too low to be of much help. You're still going to need a crit rate gem, and yeah. The point of Stalker is to make it so that you don't have to use crit rate gems, to make gemming for crit rate easier. That's why we see Stalker mons that are like 4-star elements and up. With skill books, they get up to base 60% crit rate, so you just need to get 40%, which you can get from substats, like with Dark Wild Fang or Water Yaksha, things like that. And then again, the Petrification being only 40% is unfortunate, So if either of these mons were to get books, I would really love it if the Stalker went up to at least 40%, so that they would at least have 50% crit rate before gems and subs and whatnot. That'd be very helpful for them. And then if their petrification went up to like 70%, that'd be good. But in terms of where you can use them, they can still be used in PvP. I guess you can just use, not so much with Peyote, but with Kilobat, you can use it just as a dark attacker in a 1 to 3 star only Astro League. But besides that, well, you can use them against Dark Colossus, I guess, as dark attackers, because Stalker does help a little bit with gemming, but either way, there's so much better options that you can go with that it's not really worth it. I would just Evo 3 them for the guide, if it were me, which is what I did to begin with. Yeah. So, I don't have any Kilobats or Peyote built. I do have actually I think it's level 50? Or level 60, I don't remember. Yeah, I have a level 50 like Kilobat here, which I used for a time against Titans. I don't have any gems on it anymore, I took them off. But his leader skill is good. It was very helpful with getting my crit rate up for mons that didn't have good enough gems or good enough substats to get max crit. And then that attack down was very, very helpful. Hopefully books bring it up to 2 turns, whenever it gets books. So yeah. Anyway, to prioritize them all, among the Gargoyles, I would put Fire first, I think. I don't know, actually. I don't know. Fire's just... not Fire. Gargor in general is just a weird mon because of its single target active not being super helpful. I'd probably go Fire, Wood, Water for Gargor. For Kilobat, I'll go Light, then Dark. And then for Peyote, I'll go Wood, because Wood is very good. It'll be good in a 1 to 3 star league, and it's even okay now. Barring Fire Draka, it is still a pretty good defense mon, just because it's very reliable AoE CC there. And then after Wood, I would go Light, and then Water, then Fire, and last would be Dark. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one. We did talk about a lot of Nat 2s in the last few videos, so next up, we're going to move on to another natural star level, take a little break from Nat 2s. I want to talk about some other mons that I just really like, yeah, so the next video is most likely going to be about Indra, which I'm very excited about. And then after that, it's all a surprise, It's all a surprise. But anyway, that's going to be it for this one. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that, hit the bell, whatnot. And have yourselves a good day, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye-bye.